Hey, Los Angeles Lakers fans! We're back with an exclusive video for you. First, log in to subscribe to the latest channel updates and like the video. This is essential for you to stay informed with daily news, without distractions. The latest news from the Los Angeles Lakers suggests the team is on the verge of a bold move that could transform their chances at a championship next season. With LeBron James' window slowly closing, the Lakers are looking to add key pieces to bolster their roster and ensure his tenure with the team results in another title. However, the price to pay could be steep. The Lakers are reportedly looking at a potential trade with the Dallas Mavericks involving Luka Doncic. A deal of this magnitude could be a game-changer. The ideal scenario for the Lakers would be to acquire the Mavericks star in exchange for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and a first-round draft pick. Such a trade would not only give LeBron an elite dynamic point guard partner, but it would also set the stage for a new era of championship contention. With LeBron's trade window closing in, this move would give the Lakers a solid foundation for the future, while retaining enough assets to plan for the long term. However, the Lakers still have some issues to address. The team missed out on adding a center in the last trade window after the Mark Williams trade failed. Now, the Lakers are still searching for the missing piece to complement LeBron and Doncic, should a trade actually happen. Rumors suggest that the Lakers may consider trading fan-favorite Austin Reeves to bring in two key players to the rotation, Klay Thompson and Daniel Gafford. This potential trade would bring in a sharpshooter and a reliable center to bolster the roster. The big question is, are the Lakers willing to part with Reeves, a valuable player, to get these specialized pieces? The proposed deal would see the Mavericks receive Reeves and Jared Vanderbilt, two players who would fit perfectly into the team system. Reeves would bring creativity to the offense, while Vanderbilt would bolster the Mavericks' defense, something the team has been looking for. Meanwhile, Klay Thompson would give the Lakers an elite shooter capable of spacing the floor and creating more opportunities for LeBron and Doncic. Should the deal go through, Gafford, in turn, would reinforce the protection of the paint, something that the Lakers urgently need. This move could put the Lakers on an even more competitive footing, increasing their chances of winning a title. But losing Reeves would be a high price to pay. Additionally, a mysterious video that recently surfaced has caused a stir in the NBA. In it, LeBron James is seen talking to Kevin Durant at the Staples Center. This has sparked speculation about Durant possibly joining the Lakers. If this move does happen, the league could undergo a historic transformation. Durant, one of the greatest players of his generation, has already demonstrated his ability to shine regardless of the team he plays for. By teaming up with LeBron on the Lakers, this partnership could create a super team capable of dominating the NBA for years to come. However, such a trade would also come with its challenges. Durant's injury history raises questions, and the Lakers would have to balance the need to add a star with the longevity and health of the roster. In order to acquire Durant, the team would likely have to give up key players or valuable assets for the future. The NBA community is eagerly awaiting any official confirmation regarding this possible trade. In the meantime, Lakers fans continue to speculate and dream of an even stronger team. Stay tuned for more updates. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any exclusive Lakers news. Additionally, the possibility of Durant joining the Lakers raises questions about the financial impact and roster flexibility. With high-profile contracts already in place, the Lakers would need to find ways to balance their finances without jeopardizing their future. The trade would likely require the Lakers to send a combination of draft picks and players to the Phoenix Suns, who would then need to decide whether they are ready to part ways with Durant or try to rebuild their team around him. If the deal goes through, the Lakers would have one of the most feared duos in recent history, with LeBron and Durant on the same team. However, it could also mean the departure of emerging talents like Rui Hachimura or even D'Angelo Russell, depending on the terms of the deal. While the NBA is buzzing with speculation, time is running out for the Lakers, who need to make strategic decisions before the transfer window closes. What seems certain is that the team is not satisfied with its current setup and will look for any opportunity to strengthen its roster in the pursuit of the title. Now, we just have to wait and see if this possible revolution in the Lakers will actually happen or if it will all just be another big rumor in the NBA universe. If the Lakers move forward with this deal, the pressure on the team will be immense. The expectation of a super team formed by LeBron James and Kevin Durant would not only bring greater visibility, but would also require immediate results. The franchise, which is already in the spotlight, would need to deal with Durant's adaptation to the game system and with the balance between the new players on the roster. Internally, there are questions about how this change would affect the locker room. Players like Austin Reeves and Jared Vanderbilt are valuable pieces in the rotation, and letting them go could compromise the team's chemistry. In addition, the defense, which has already struggled this season, would need reinforcements to make up for any losses. The Lakers management continues to monitor the market, aware that any move needs to be calculated so as not to compromise the future of the franchise. In the meantime, LeBron James continues to be the center of these discussions, with his window to win another title narrowing. With the trade deadline approaching, the NBA landscape could change drastically in the coming days. The Lakers are willing to risk everything for a new title, but the big question is, what will be the price to pay? If the Lakers decide to go ahead with this bold move, the impact will be felt not only on the court, but also behind the scenes in the NBA. Durant's arrival would add even more weight to the team's expectations, making the season a true race against time to fine-tune the chemistry between the stars and solidify an efficient playing system. Additionally, the pressure on head coach Darvin Ham would increase significantly. He would need to find a way to balance the offense with two of the league's biggest defensive forces, while keeping the defense solid enough to hold its own against the top contenders for the title. The rotation would also need to be adjusted, ensuring that role players like Gabe Vincent and Taurean Prince play strategic roles around the stars. On the financial side, the Lakers would have to deal with the implications of a roster full of hefty contracts. The salary cap and future draft picks would be compromised, making immediate success of this gamble essential. If Durant arrives and the team fails to live up to expectations, the consequences could be severe, leaving the franchise with few rebuilding options in the coming years. Meanwhile, within the NBA, other teams are keeping an eye on the Lakers' moves. If this negotiation goes through, direct rivals, such as the Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, and Milwaukee Bucks, could look for reinforcements to balance the competition. This possible domino effect could completely transform the league's scenario before the end of the season. Now, the Lakers need to decide: take a decisive step to form a super team and fight for the title immediately, or maintain the current structure and bet on gradual growth. The answer should come soon, and when it does, the impact will be huge for the entire NBA. As the Lakers ponder their next move, sources close to the franchise indicate that internal conversations are intensifying. The team's front office is evaluating not only the immediate impact of Durant's potential arrival, but also the long-term implications. The main concern revolves around the durability of the roster. LeBron James, while still performing at a high level, is in his 22nd season, and Durant, at 35, also has a history of injuries. Bringing in a superstar at this stage of his career means taking on considerable risk, especially if the trade requires sending away young players and draft picks. Then there's the on-court adaptation factor. While LeBron and Durant have played together in international competitions, sharing the lead for a full NBA season is a different challenge. Both are players who need the ball in their hands, and adjusting tactics to maximize their talents without compromising the fluidity of the offense will be crucial to the team's success. Behind the scenes, the board is also monitoring alternatives in case this negotiation does not materialize. Among the available options, the Lakers are evaluating other possible reinforcements on the market, including centers to strengthen the paint and versatile wings who can contribute on both sides of the court. With the clock ticking and the trade deadline fast approaching, the pressure is on. Every decision made in the coming weeks could define the fate of the franchise, not just for the season, but for years to come. The NBA is watching closely, knowing that any move by the Lakers could reset the balance of power in the league. As the discussions continue, agents and executives around the league are watching closely for any sign of progress in the negotiations. The NBA trade market has been unpredictable in recent years, and a move of this magnitude could trigger a series of reactions from other franchises looking to strengthen their position for the playoffs. The Lakers, for their part, are remaining cautious, knowing that a rash move could jeopardize not only their chances this season, but also the future of the organization. The possibility of giving up valuable assets like Austin Reeves, Max Christie, and first-round picks raises internal debates about how much it is worth betting everything on an immediate title. At the same time, LeBron James remains a key factor in these conversations. His desire to compete at a high level and compete for one more championship before the end of his career is putting pressure on the board to seek aggressive solutions. His influence within the franchise is undeniable, and any decision involving Durant's arrival will certainly have his approval. Another point of concern is the impact of this possible change on the locker room. The arrival of a star of Durant's caliber could alter the internal dynamics of the group, requiring a new leadership structure and adaptation on the part of the remaining players. Coach Darvin Ham would have the difficult task of integrating Durant without destabilizing the team's functioning. As the days pass and the transfer window draws to a close, tensions are mounting. The Lakers know they are facing one of the most important decisions of the LeBron James era. Now, it remains to be seen whether the franchise will take the definitive step towards forming a new super team or opt for a more conservative path in the pursuit of the title. Regardless of the final decision, the impact of these negotiations is already reverberating throughout the locker room and among fans. The possibility of such a significant change generates high expectations, but also uncertainty about the continuity of the current roster. Players like Anthony Davis and D'Angelo Russell are closely monitoring the moves, aware that any trade could drastically alter their roles within the team. Meanwhile, the Lakers are evaluating different scenarios. If the acquisition of Durant proves unfeasible, the board could look for more affordable alternatives on the market. Names like Jeremy Grant and Buddy Hield emerge as options to strengthen the team without compromising too much long-term assets. The priority remains to add pieces that complement the existing core and increase the team's competitiveness in the playoffs. Behind the scenes, talks with other franchises are also gaining momentum. Some executives believe the Lakers could try to involve a third team in the negotiation to facilitate Durant's arrival without sacrificing so many resources. This strategy would allow the impact of the trade to be shared, distributing contracts and assets more evenly between the parties involved. As the trade deadline approaches, the pressure on the board grows. Every decision made now will have a direct impact, not only on the team's quest for a title this season, but also on the team's plans for the coming years. The Lakers are expected to announce their next step soon, whether it's a major move or a few specific adjustments to keep the team competitive. The big question that remains is whether the Lakers are willing to take the risk of such a drastic change at this point in the season. With the team currently fighting for a favorable playoff position, any move needs to be precise and calculated so as not to compromise the chemistry of the roster. At the same time, sources close to the league indicate that Durant is also closely monitoring these discussions. While he remains publicly focused on the Suns, there are rumors that he would be open to the idea of playing alongside LeBron James, especially considering Phoenix's instability in recent months. Durant's relationship with Suns executives will be a determining factor in any potential trade. Meanwhile, the Lakers continue to explore other options to bolster their roster. In addition to a potential deal involving Durant, the franchise is in talks with other teams in search of players who can add both defensively and in terms of floor spacing. The focus is on ensuring that, regardless of the outcome of these negotiations, the team arrives at the playoffs in the best possible shape. With the trade window closing soon, the Lakers front office faces one of the most critical moments of the season. If they choose to invest heavily in a big star, they will be betting all their chips on the present. If they choose a more conservative path, they will need to trust the current roster to compete against the best in the league. The fate of the franchise will be sealed in the coming days, and the impact of that decision will be felt for years. They ask the Lakers prepare to make a decision. The pressure on the front office is mounting. Fans, eager for a potential big acquisition, are watching every move closely. The media is also paying close attention, with speculation about who the franchise will pursue and how it will affect the team's future. Introducing a player like Durant would not only change the team's dynamic, but it could also attract other talent looking to play alongside two of the league's biggest stars. However, the logistical and financial complications of a trade are clear. The Lakers would need to adjust their roster to accommodate Durant's arrival, which would likely require a significant reconfiguration of the payroll. Players like D'Angelo Russell and other supporting players would be key assets in any deal, but it would also jeopardize the team's depth. Another crucial factor will be how Durant adapts to the Lakers system. LeBron James is known for being a leader on the court, but integrating a superstar like Durant would require a careful balance. How the two players would fit together, both offensively and defensively, is a question that remains to be seen. If they can find that harmony, the Lakers would undoubtedly become one of the most feared teams in the NBA. With the deadline fast approaching, the pressure on the franchise is mounting. Every step taken now will shape the Lakers' immediate future. The question is whether the franchise will risk building a super team or stick with the current core and seek more modest but equally impactful reinforcements. One thing is certain: any move the Lakers decide to make will have major repercussions on and off the court. Additionally, the current salary cap situation is a constant concern. The addition of Durant, who is on a long-term, high-value contract, would require the Lakers to make adjustments in other areas to ensure they can operate within the league's financial constraints. This could mean parting with other key players or even trading contracts in exchange for pieces that complement the new roster. Financial flexibility would be crucial to ensuring the Lakers can not only make this trade, but also build a balanced team capable of competing for a title. Another important point to consider is the impact of the negotiation on team chemistry. Even though Durant is one of the best players in the NBA, the transition to a new team can be challenging, especially for a player used to being the main star in his franchise, as happened in Brooklyn. Adapting to LeBron James' style of play and the way the Lakers play will be key to the success of the partnership. Durant's ability to quickly fit into Darvin Ham's system could be the deciding factor that takes the franchise to the next level. With the clock ticking and the future uncertain, the Lakers will have to make some tough decisions in the coming days. The path they choose could define not only the present, but also the future of the franchise in the coming seasons. Expectations continue to rise, and the future of the Lakers, like the NBA itself, is about to be shaped by these crucial next steps. What is clear is that the Lakers' window of opportunity is narrow. LeBron James, while still performing at an impressive level, is not immune to the passage of time, and the chances of winning another championship title while he is still the team's leader are limited. Durant, on the other hand, could provide an additional layer of experience and offensive ability that could be decisive in the most important moments of the playoffs. However, the franchise must carefully weigh the costs of this transition and how it will impact the overall balance of the team. Meanwhile, other teams around the league are also bracing for potential changes. The Lakers know that any major move they make will not only affect their own roster, but also send a signal to their title rivals. The possibility of seeing Durant alongside LeBron would change the dynamics of the Western Conference, putting the Los Angeles franchise on a new level of competitiveness. Ultimately, the decision to move forward with such a risky trade will have to balance the desire to compete immediately with the need to build a winning team in a sustainable way. The success of this trade, if made, will depend not only on Durant adapting to his new team, but also on how the Lakers balance their ambitions now with their long-term aspirations. The future of the franchise is at stake, and next week will be decisive in determining the direction of the Lakers. As the trade deadline approaches, the Lakers know they need to act quickly, but with precision. The pressure to keep LeBron James in a competitive position is palpable, but there's also a need to look to the future of the franchise beyond the current season. That delicate balance between now and later will be crucial to any move they decide to make. One mistake could have repercussions not only on a potential championship, but also on the team's long-term future. Additionally, if the Durant trade doesn't happen, the Lakers will have to adjust their expectations and reevaluate their roster construction plan. The lack of a high-impact move doesn't mean the season is lost, but it could mean the franchise will need to rely on its current core to make a playoff push, tweaking pieces along the way. Players like Anthony Davis, who have the potential to be the best player on the court on any given night, would need to step up to the plate and guide the team. However, the prospect of adding Durant still remains an enticing opportunity for the Lakers, who are trying to find a way to give the team a chance to win another title with LeBron at the helm. Whatever is decided in the coming days will affect the franchise's trajectory in ways that extend beyond this season. The pressure is on, and the Lakers' next moves will be closely watched by everyone in the NBA. The uncertainty surrounding the Lakers' immediate future has created a tense atmosphere not only among fans and media, but also within the locker room. The team is aware that any move now will have a significant impact on player morale and confidence. If a major trade is made, players will need to quickly adapt to new dynamics and responsibilities. This could be challenging, especially for the younger players who are already starting to find their groove under LeBron's leadership. On the other hand, anxiety is also growing around the options available on the market. In addition to Durant, the Lakers could still explore acquiring players with the potential to fill crucial holes, either on offense or defense. If a trade for Durant is not viable, they could target other targets, which, although less spectacular, could still significantly strengthen the roster. The key will be ensuring the team remains competitive in one of the NBA's toughest conferences, where teams like the Denver Nuggets, Phoenix Suns, and Golden State Warriors are tough opponents. The trade window is closing fast, and each day without decisive action increases the pressure on those responsible for the Lakers' strategic choices. The fate of the season lies in the hands of the board, who now have the difficult task of balancing current ambitions with the long-term vision. With the clock ticking, the anticipation of the Lakers' direction is intensifying. Any move they make, whether it's a major trade or a minor adjustment, will need to be meticulously calculated to maximize the chances of immediate success without sacrificing future flexibility. Concerns about LeBron's physical depletion and the need to build a team that can compete at the highest level for more than one season are central to the decisions they make. Additionally, team chemistry will be key. While trading a superstar like Durant will greatly improve the team's offensive performance, it's crucial to ensure that the transition for all players happens smoothly. How the Lakers handle changes in the locker room, managing expectations and egos, can make or break any move. The pressure on Rob Pelinka and the front office will only grow as the deadline approaches. Options are limited, and every decision will be closely watched by fans and analysts alike, with speculation rife about what will happen. Ultimately, it will all come down to how the Lakers can balance their ambitions of winning a title now with building a competitive team for the long term. Whatever the move, their candor and trust will be tested, as any trade could be a game changer for the future of the franchise. At this point, the Lakers' choice isn't just about the current season, but about how to shape their immediate future. If they opt for a bold trade like Durant, they'll be gambling on a short championship window, making the most of what LeBron James can still offer. But it also means the team is committed to a short-term strategy, which could limit their options in the years to come. On the other hand, if the board decides to maintain the current base and seek more balanced reinforcements, this would indicate a long-term vision, with the construction of a more sustainable team for the next cycles. But in that case, the pressure to win the title now may be even greater, as LeBron's timing and Davis's competitiveness aren't guaranteed to last forever. The fact that the future of the franchise is at stake makes any decision more difficult. Fans, who have high expectations, will be watching every move. The Lakers have one of the most talented rosters in the NBA, but their potential for greatness depends on how the front office handles this critical phase. The clock is ticking, and the next few days will be decisive in determining the course of the season and the franchise for years to come. With tensions rising and the Lakers' future at stake, the next decision could be the definitive step towards achieving the much-desired title. Follow us every moment of this journey and stay up to date with all the updates about the team and the market movements. If you are as anxious as we are to see the next chapters of this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way, you won't miss any news about the future of the Los Angeles Lakers. Let's go together towards the title. Until next time, Trophy Purple Heart Yellow Heart.